In the heart of Africa lies a quiet lake, calm, still, and surrounded by silence. But one night in August 1984, that silence turned deadly. An invisible force rose from the depths, and within minutes, dozens of lives were gone. This is the story of the lake that exhaled. It was a warm, clear night near a small lake in Cameroon, Lake Monoun. Locals remember hearing a strange, deep rumble, like thunder, but the sky was perfectly clear. No clouds, no lightning, just that haunting sound from the darkness. Hours later, a strange fog crept over the road near the lake. People walking or driving by thought it was just morning mist. But the moment they entered that fog, something unimaginable happened. They began to choke. Their lungs refused to work, and within 1 minute, they fell. By morning, the road was silent. Cars had stopped in place. Bodies were scattered along the roadside. 37 people had died, all in the same mysterious way. No wounds, no signs of violence, just lifeless bodies. And an eerie calm in the air. At first, people thought it was witchcraft. Others said it was a chemical attack, but doctors found no trace of poison, only one clue. Every victim had suffocated. To find answers, scientists were called in. One of them was Harold Sigurdsson. He took samples from the lake's deepest point. When he opened one of the bottles, gas and foam burst out like a shaken soda. And at that moment, he realized what had happened. The lake was filled with gas, invisible carbon dioxide trapped beneath the water, under pressure for years, maybe even centuries. You see, Lake Monoun sits on a line of ancient volcanoes, the Cameroon volcanic chain. From deep underground, gases slowly seep upward and dissolve in the cold bottom water. Because the lake is near the equator, its upper layers stay warm all year round, and they never mix with the cold, heavy water below. Over time, more and more gas builds up at the bottom, until the lake becomes a ticking time bomb. One small disturbance, a tremor, a landslide, even wind, can trigger a violent release. When that happens, the lake suddenly exhales. A massive burst of carbon dioxide shoots upward, and when it reaches the surface, it rolls across the ground, a cloud that you can't see, but one that can kill within seconds. Scientists later gave this phenomenon a name, Limnic eruption. 2 years later, in 1986, it happened again, this time at Lake Nyos, a larger lake just 100 kilometers away. That night, villagers heard another roar. Moments later, the entire lake released an enormous cloud of gas. It moved silently through the valleys, sliding into nearby villages as people slept. By morning, more than 1,700 people were dead. Over 3,000 animals had suffocated. Even insects had vanished. The air itself had turned into poison. The world was stunned. The invisible killer had struck again, this time on a scale no one could imagine, and yet, out of this tragedy came understanding. Scientists finally confirmed what Sigurdsson had predicted, that a limnic eruption could happen anywhere deep gas is trapped beneath a lake. To prevent more disasters, engineers began installing special pipes that slowly release the trapped gases from the depths. Over the years, the lakes were made safe. Lake Monoun was degassed by 2009, Lake Nyos by 2019, but one lake still holds its breath, and it could be the most dangerous of all. Lake Kivu, on the border of Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo. It's 50 times larger than Lake Nyos, and twice as deep. Beneath its calm surface lies not just carbon dioxide, but methane, a gas that can explode. More than 2 million people live around Lake Kivu. If it ever erupted, the result would be catastrophic, a combination of suffocation, fire, and chaos unlike anything the world has seen. Some companies have started extracting gas from the lake to produce electricity. But scientists warn that disturbing the lake's balance could trigger disaster, and with ongoing conflict in the region, large-scale safety operations are almost impossible. The danger still lingers. Quiet, patient, unseen. The story of Lake Monoun and Lake Nyos is a warning that sometimes the deadliest killers make no sound, that nature's calmest places can hide the most violent secrets, and that even a peaceful lake can take a breath that ends lives. The next time you look at a still lake, remember, beneath that mirror of beauty, there might be a storm waiting to breathe. This was the lake that exhaled.